Hello everyone, welcome to Morning Coffee. Thank you so much for tuning in. So this is going to be your general energy reading for your Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020. Please keep in mind that time is an illusion and energies are fluid, so just because this is a reading dated for the 22nd of September, it does not mean that it absolutely has to resonate for you at that time. Whenever you are guided to watch this reading and it resonates, then that is the message for you in that moment. Also keep in mind that this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Also, if you're, I don't know why I'm being guided to say this today, but if you are looking into the archives of either mine or any other channel, please make sure you pay attention to the title and not the date, yes? Because the title is going to give you more of a feeling as to whether that reading is going to resonate for you or not. All right, kids, so a little bit of story time here. I apologize for not being here yesterday for morning coffee. I had a pretty interesting weekend in which I lost my keys, and I went the whole weekend without them. It was a big old thing. I was kind of panicking the whole time, to be quite honest, but luckily somebody found them, returned them to the post office, and I got my keys back. Incredibly grateful for that one. So that's what happened. So that kind of like, I don't want to say it ruined my weekend, but it did kind of throw the whole weekend off. Like it changed all of my plans. So that's why that happened. So yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope you had a good Monday. And I hope you have a good Tuesday. Yes? One last thing that I want to mention, something that I realized this morning. So y'all know I've been working on trying to revamp the channel and figure out ways to be of better service and to provide better information or better guidance, better readings, or just more relevant readings to, you know, where we are in life and what would work. And I put up that poll, and most of you, a vast majority of you, are down for the weekly readings, which is great. My plan with that was to get through the monthly readings for October and then really start to use the month of October to flesh out how I'm going to do the weekly readings and just give those a try. I'm not saying that's going to be a permanent fixture. I am saying that I want to try that and see how that works better. But I may have to do that earlier than I expected because my PC, the computer that I built for editing and music, died on me, and not the whole thing, but the power supply died on me randomly. I went to go turn it on one day last week, and it just wouldn't turn on. And I went through the whole, you know, troubleshooting process. I called Corsair, who is the company that makes the power supply, and they gave me an option on how to test it to see if it's actually dead or not. But my model is not equipped. The model of the power supply that I have is not equipped with the ground wire to perform what is called a paper clip test. So you unplug the unit, obviously. You take a paper clip, you open it up, and you put it in one pin. That's the ground wire. And I know this is probably gibberish to a lot of people, but we're talking about the pin, the plug that goes from the power supply into the motherboard of the PC. You take a pin, a safety pin, not a safety pin, a paper clip, and you stick one end of the paper clip in the ground wire, and then you stick another end of the paper clip in another one of the pins that, you know, receives energy, and that kind of tricks the power supply into thinking that you've pushed the power button. And when you do that, if the fan starts spinning on the power supply unit, then that means that it's not bad, that it's still good. Well, my model doesn't have that ground pin, so I couldn't perform that test. So ultimately, Corsair said, "That's fine. We'll check. You're eligible for a replacement, so we just need you to send it back to us and we'll send you a new one." Okay, that's great. Haven't done that yet. I just got authorized for the replacement, so that's fine. I'm going to go through the process of doing this, but it's going to take a few weeks for me to receive that power supply back, which means I don't have my PC, which means that my normal process of recording readings and then on my phone and then uploading them to my PC so that I can save space on my phone, can't do that this time. So this is going to be an interesting process. So I'm thinking, obviously I'm going to do the monthly readings for Patreoners. Oh, by the way, Patreoners, there is a after hours reading up that I did yesterday. Please go ahead and check that out. It's actually a really great reading. I was very happy with it. So relevant, even to my life right now. Like, it's crazy how I'm totally on this vibe with y'all, like totally reading for myself a lot of the time. But it also resonates with you guys, so that's okay. So anyway, Patreoners, you do have an after hours reading up, but I'm obviously going to do the monthly readings for Patreon. But I think I'm just going to start the weekly readings now. I have to figure this out. I mean, and I've tried plugging my phone into my laptop, but my laptop is a Mac, so that doesn't register my phone for some reason. I gotta figure it out. But anyway, that's what's going on. And I'm sorry, you guys. This is such a mess, but I'm going with the flow here, rolling with the punches. And if you are on Patreon and you haven't had a chance to watch the after hours reading, I highly recommend you do so, because literally this is exactly what we're talking about here. Okay, 555. So all right, so that's the deal with that. Bear with me. Just gotta go with the flow here, kids. So there's that. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. So why don't we do that? I'm still working with the Vice Versa Tarot here, and I'm going to be using the After Tarot for clarification. Yeah? Alright, kids, here we go. Hi, Spirit. Please make me a clear channel for the collective at this time. Please bring forward the best messages to serve the highest good of all involved for our Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020. Thank you so much, Spirit. All right, hold on a sec. Oh, I wasn't even holding the whole deck. Hold on a second, guys. I need to turn my fan down. Hold on. Okay, that's better. I just turned it off altogether. It's not that hot yet. It'll get hotter later, but right now we're good. All right, kids. We're going to give this 5 shuffles. 1. 2. Oh, and for those of you that aren't on Patreon yet, this is 3. I am looking to spend most of my time and energy on Patreon. Obviously, I'm not going to leave YouTube behind, but you might want to investigate that, because actually there are lots of really good stuff up there. This is 4. Lots of good stuff up there, and I'm looking to do more. I'm looking to definitely keep that up. Okay, this is 5. So if you're interested in that, you might want to check it out. Patreon.com/Divine Conversations. Yes, link can also be found in the description box below. All right, kids, let's see what we've got for today. What's going on in the world of the collective today? Oh. Take this one too. All right. Overall energy, we do have the 10 of Wands on one side, and we have the Fool on the other. So this is actually making sense already. We do have 2 sides to an equation here. This could be talking about 2 people. I'm hearing in a partnership, in a marriage, in a relationship, building a partnership with each other. This also could be one person, okay? On one side of the table, we do have the High Priestess with the 2 of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. All right, and what I'm feeling here for this is, yes, this is 2 sides of the equation so far, at least as I'm starting to understand the message here. We have someone here that has gotten past the High Priestess, the High Priestess's checkpoint, or maybe even test. It's like you've passed through some sort of gateway, okay? And now you have certain keys. You see those 2 keys down there? It's like you've gained some sort of knowledge, you've gained some sort of wisdom. or so, at least some sort of understanding. It's as if you were in a process, and I know we've been talking about this for a few weeks now, so this could be applying to that same relationship that I had been channeling for morning coffee for I want to say about a month, or maybe even over a month, but it almost feels like you got some sort of wisdom or understanding that kind of brought light to that partnership, or brought light to that bond that was building between you and someone else. It could still be building, don't get me wrong, but as of this moment, I feel like this person has started a new... Oh. Well, actually, with the Page of Pentacles here, I think you've actually risen to a new level in terms of bonds or partnerships, relationships. It's like you've reached a new understanding, okay? Now, on the other side of the equation, you do have the Devil with the Magician, the Six of Pentacles, but also the Five of Wands, all right? And this person, or this side of the equation, this feels very manipulative with the Devil and the Magician. And yet it feels like this side of the equation is contemplating. I do feel like we have two separate people here. It could be a difference between the masculine and the feminine, or it's just two people that we're kind of involved with each other. I want to say still kind of are involved with each other somehow. There's still some sort of energetic connection here. But this side of the equation, I'm going to be honest, this side of the equation feels like it's more of the masculine side. And we'll just say he is trying to get through this, is trying to break free from something. I feel like there's a pretty strong inner battle happening here in terms of this situationship even, okay? It feels like this person is almost facing the Devil here. Almost facing the Devil. Or maybe is facing the Devil. Facing some sort of attachment, codependency, maybe even a controlling nature. And with the Six of Pentacles here, it feels like this person is trying to figure out what is balanced, what is reciprocal. Now, this also could be you. This doesn't have to be two people. This could be one person here. And this could be part of the understanding that you've come to, right? Because with this High Priestess energy here, I feel like there's some sort of secret that's been revealed, or some sort of wisdom or knowledge that you gained in terms of a relationship, Two of Cups. And it's causing you to start over, turn over a new leaf, or reach a new level, is what I want to say with the Page of Pentacles. This side of the equation is a little more confusing, a little less straightforward, and yet it's not at the same time, because our overall energy, we have the Ten of Wands and the Fool. So it feels like somebody here is looking to release some sort of burdens and take a leap of faith. So it could very well be that with this relationship that may have been budding, this friendship or this bond that you may have been trying to develop, you may have come to the understanding that it's actually fairly manipulative or fairly codependent in nature, or maybe even toxic in nature. And it's like you could be trying to vibrate out of it. You could be trying to change your alignment with it, and yet there is a differing of opinion or an inner conflict. You may even be saying to yourself, why should I continue to do this? It could also be the other way around. Why should I let this go? I mean, maybe we put so much effort into this potentially. Why should I let this go? Well, because at this point, it feels like it's become overburdening. Ten of Wands. And it's time for you to take a leap of faith and to kind of free yourself from this situation here. This can be romantic, doesn't have to be, but it also could be business, it could be family. I'm not really getting so much of the family vibe. If anything, this is more romantic or friendship. Okay. I'm going to get into some clarifying here now. So we're going to go to the After Tarot. I'm going to give this 5 shuffles. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. All right. Let's start with this side. the Devil, the Magician, the Six of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. Just some clarification, please, Spirit. Oof. Oh, we're going to stop right there, actually. Yeah, this is a partnership, you guys. The Two of Wands is at the bottom of the deck here. And in the After Tarot, I see the Two of Wands as... the Two of Wands is described as a partnership. It could be a business deal, okay? I do see this as two people coming together to work on something, to maybe to build an empire, okay, but also I want to say to like maintain or sustain an empire that's already in place. You can kind of see it as like divine partnership even is something that I hear, but it would be a supportive one. And right now I feel like someone may have realized that they have, wow. Okay. Five of Cups, the Devil again, the Star, and the Wheel of Fortune. I really feel like somebody has come to realize that they missed out on something that actually could have been really awesome. But it was because of either their toxic nature or their controlling nature that caused something to be lost. But all is not lost here. Because quite frankly, I mean, it is the Five of Cups, okay? So, yeah. I mean, it is the Five of Cups, but the Five of Cups does say that all is not lost, because those three cups may have spilled out, sure, but you still have two behind you. And that's why this kind of feels really confusing. It feels like either this is one person that we're talking about here, or these are two people that are combining or like are resonating with or aligning with each other, but it does feel like someone here has figured out that they've actually missed out on something really, really good, and it's because of something toxic. Toxic behavior, codependency, addiction, drugs, sex, lust, that kind of thing, right? But especially saying that, well, how do I want to put this? But again, all really is not lost here, because it looks like there's some sort of healing that's happening with the Star and the Wheel of Fortune, and someone is changing, or someone's thoughts are changing, someone's mind is changing, maybe someone's approach is changing. But I also don't want to guarantee that that's actually going to be enough. This could be a situation in which it's like, especially with the High Priestess here, with someone being on this side of the equation with the High Priestess, having crossed behind the veil, or having the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, the keys, or maybe just being really, truly connected with their higher self, their intuition, God, source, creator, and all that. Just because someone else is changing doesn't necessarily mean that this situation is going to flow together, or the situation is going to be able to come back. I'm not saying that it's not going to. I'm just saying I wouldn't guarantee that, you know? And that could be part of the reason why this person over here is kind of like really kind of like crying over it. I don't know, for lack of a better term. Okay, so let's look at this then. Page of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and the High Priestess. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Whoa. Where are you? Here you are. Oh boy. At the bottom of the deck, you do have the Ace of Wands. This person on this side of the equation is inspired, understands something, wants to move forward in a new creative direction. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, something's done. You have the Ten of Swords. You have the Ten of Wands. You have Death. And you have the Two of Swords. And in the Ten of Wands here, this individual has put down all of those wands, and only one remains in his hand. The Ace of Wands. The Queen of Swords. The Seven of Swords. And the Eight of Cups. Oh, to the Magician. All right. Someone is walking away. Someone recognizes deceit, deception, the Devil, and says no more. Queen of Swords. No more. We're not going to have this. We're not going to have this at all, whatsoever. Putting an end to the situation. Again, and Spirit is kind of wanting me to like pull back a little bit and not make it seem like you guys are never going to have a chance. But quite frankly, right now, this person is not willing to look at this situation any other way than how their intuition would tell them. Two of Swords. Now also, this person may actually be torn. I do feel, and it's funny because I was kind of picking up on that to begin with. There's all this toxic energy over here, right? But there's also a change in the reality. Or at least there's the possibility to change because of the Star. If the Star wasn't here with the Five of Cups, the Devil, and the Wheel of Fortune, then I would say that this is just a record on repeat, cycling over and over and over again. But with the Star here, there is an opportunity to change and heal. And I do feel like someone, like it literally feels like somebody's mind is opening and they're starting to see all this other stuff. And it's like, holy shit, what the fuck did I do here? But now this side of the equation is like, look, man, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. 10 of Wands, Death, 10 of Swords, I'm not trying to do that. And yet, they're still torn. 2 of Swords. It also could be that someone is not trying... Ooh, okay. Well, the advice for you here is to not focus on the physical. Okay? Focus on your intuition. I mean, you do have the High Priestess here. You do have access to these intuitive insights, right? And it's the side of the High Priestess where we're behind her. We've crossed past the veil, and now we're standing behind her, basically in her chamber, right? Okay. So you have the opportunity, the ability to use your foresight, your insight, your intuition to understand the situation. And it could very well be that your intuition may be saying to you, don't give up on this yet. I want to get one more shuffle here. Because this person is torn. This side of the equation is torn. One more, please. Just a little bit more clarification, please, on this. Okay, we have the 8 of Wands now, but I'm laughing because we have the High Priestess again. With the King of Cups, the 4 of Wands, the 9 of Swords, and finally, yeah, I told you, the 7 of Cups. This person is torn. You know, the King of Cups in this deck actually kind of makes me pretty sad because of the fact that he's pouring his cup out. And he has a pretty not very happy look on his face, right? I feel like you've gotten to the, or this person has gotten to the point where it's just like, is this even worth it anymore? And yet, and this is the conflicting thing, because you have the 7 of Cups here, so there's a lot of confusion, but also there's a lot of illusion. But also, you know, if you look, this is the After Tarot, so this individual has taken all the jewels and the knowledge and the wisdom and is about to walk away with it. But is that what he really wants, is the question. Maybe this situation could be extremely materialistic for you. Or maybe it has been extremely materialistic for you. I'm not sure about that. But I do know there's a lot of confusion here. And it's causing a great deal of anxiety that you have the opportunity to fight back against. But okay. And you may be fighting against the fears or the illusions, right? But then there's this. The 4 of Wands and then the High Priestess again. There is a solid foundation here. No matter how it may feel right now, no matter how you might feel about it, because you really might be over this shit. Like, really over it. And it's very mature of you to look at the situation and see it for what it truly is, or at least what it has been, and say, Like, I know we put all this work into building this foundation, but I don't know, man. But you may not be honestly, you may not be seeing clearly right now. You really may not be seeing clearly right now. With this Nine of Swords and this Seven of Cups, and also the Two of Swords, you may not be seeing clearly right now. You may not be able to see exactly what's going on. High Priestess with the Four of Wands. You may not really, and the High Priestess here is kind of saying, don't pass judgment just yet. What you really need to focus on, if you're on this side of the equation, what you really need to focus on is keeping your eye on the prize, Eight of Wands. And that prize doesn't have to be with any particular specific person if you're looking for a romance or relationship. Whatever this is for you, keeping your eye on the prize doesn't mean keeping focus on a specific individual, a specific situation, a specific job, a specific home, whatever it is you're looking for, right? Just stay focused on what it is you truly want. What it is you know the High Priestess is leading you towards. Okay? Yes, okay, we're going to do one more shuffle here, but specifically, I want to talk about the Ten of Swords, Death, and the Ten of Wands. All right? Let's talk about that specifically. Please, Spirit. Knight of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Whoa. You have the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands to the Queen of Swords, okay? And then you have the Moon, the Nine of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. Don't give up. Don't give up on this, is what I want to say. Don't give up. There's a transformation happening, yes. And the transformation is happening for both of you, or both sides of the equation. Or if this is just you, then this is a transformation that's happening for you, okay? You're going through a transformation. Death. Something is dying out. You're releasing, you're bringing some toxic shit, nasty shit to rest, and you're you're releasing something like that, and then you're also releasing burdens here. And I also feel like in certain situations, this individual, if we are talking about two sides of an equation, this individual that we're talking about here that originally had the High Priestess, the Two of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles, it's like you're catalyzing something because you know your worth. Queen of Pentacles. And you're inspired enough to release yourself from some sort of mental prison, some sort of confinement, and to believe that your Ten of Cups is available, is within reach. You can have it, regardless of maybe what other people might say. But you're not taking any shit. You know your worth. Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and then the Ace of Wands. It's like, I feel like you have a better understanding of what it is that you want. Because remember, all of these burdens were being carried, but now they're being dropped, and this person just has that last Ace of Wands in his hand. I really do feel like you're leading the way here in some way. This side of the equation. You have the Nine of Wands to the Moon. Don't give up, because you don't see all of the aspects that are at play here. Okay? Stick to your guns. Stay to yourself if you need to. I'm hearing and feeling maybe your absence needs to be felt. Your self-respect is way more attractive. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Your self-respect is way more beneficial to you, makes you way more attractive than allowing yourself to be confined in some way just because you want love or you want ultimate wish fulfillment. Okay. With the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck now, slow and steady wins the race. I feel like this is like a lull in the situation, in the relationship, in the bond, in the partnership, whatever this is for you. It's like, you know, at the ebb and flow of life and all that. Okay. I'm going to start a new file, and then we're going to get into our oracle guidance to close out today's reading. Yeah? Hold on just a second. All right. So for oracle guidance today, we're going to go with the Beyond Lemuria deck. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and give this 5 shuffles for us. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Alrighty, closing message here. Ooh. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we do have crystal keys. And the cards that have come out for us today are card number 21, Communication, Co-Creation. And card number 2, Root Chakra, Ground and Center. And this to me, it's definitely talking about grounding. It's talking about, and I feel like that's what is actually going on here. It almost feels like a sort of honeymoon phase, or the you know, the glittery, glitzy, ooh, the brand new, fresh phase of some sort of bond or relationship has kind of worn off. And now it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. It's time to really ground this in reality. And it's time to, and I really feel like what's happening here is y'all, or somebody, is really looking at the reality of the situation and saying, how can we really do this under the current circumstances? Like, is this really possible? And in some cases, where, especially where we have 2 individuals instead of just one person going through all of this, if we have 2 individuals, there's one person here that's with that high priestess energy. Even though the high priestess is like saying, like, whoa, hold on, because you don't know all the aspects yet. You have gotten past some sort of a veil here. You have gained some sort of wisdom or information or knowledge or understanding, higher understanding about the relationship or the situation, but you still don't know everything, okay? But that person right now is really kind of grounding the situation and looking at it straight up and down for what it really truly is. 2 of Swords. Not trying to look at it in any other way other than intuitively. Where are the red flags here? And I feel like there are a bunch of red flags that have come up. And now you're just kind of like, okay, well, it is what it is. So how do we ground this? How do we do this then? Can we even do this? Is this really even an option anymore? After we've gotten past the veil and seen through all kinds of stuff. I don't know. The King of Cups. And the King of Cups is a mature energy, emotional maturity. So that to me, that's saying, instead of like trying to stick through it or stick it out, saying, you know what, this probably just really isn't even worth it. But the High Priestess says, hold up. High Priestess, twice. Okay, the High Priestess twice, but also the Moon. Wait, hold up. Because you do have a good foundation here, don't you? You can't see all the aspects of this equation or this situation yet. But you have a good foundation, don't you? And to play devil's advocate here, I just heard her say, why let that go to waste? You could really come out on the other side of this. You never really know. But I did just hear the devil is in the details. And I think that's what you've gotten down to at this point. a greater reality or a greater realization of some of the details here that of course are causing to some red flags to go up, but at the same time it's like, why can't that be healed? Because you also have this side of the equation where this person is just kind of like, fuck, I fucked up, 5 cups, all because of this devil energy, whatever that is for you. But that can change should someone go through the healing process. And you could be catalyzing that for them. You could be showing them, or someone could be showing this person the way to do so. But communication is incredibly important here. So let's read that one. Nonverbal communication, love language, telepathy, unique ways of communicating, light language, multi-dimensional information, community coexistence, relationships, meeting our higher selves, really seeing someone, deeper listening. Let's see. I'm just going to read the divinatory meaning here. How are you communicating beyond words? Perhaps you are being misunderstood because there is a dissonance between your words, actions, and behavior and what you mean to communicate. Words are like spells, so be conscious of what you say, as you may be verbally sabotaging your intended meaning. Also, be reminded that words can mean different things to different people. Something may be getting lost in translation. An issue may be cleared through improved communication. Listen carefully to what someone has to say without interruption. Furthermore, it may feel scary to share vulnerable truths, but this may be the only way forward. This card also encourages greater exploration in the realms of telepathy, healing, and the arts such as poetry, painting, and music, where there is collective communication beyond the mind. Oh. Okay, let's read crystal keys as well. Hidden wisdom codes, potent information, Lemurian seed crystals, seeing your triggers as a gift, awareness of drama creating patterns, healing the earth by looking at your inner environment, healing through awareness. Divinatory meaning, be inspired to find the wisdom hidden in those times when you feel triggered. There is so much information within our raw and intense reactions that when you choose to be present with what is coming up and peel back the layers, great spiritual insight will unveil itself in a way tailored just for you. If we could all learn to see our triggers in the bigger picture, so much confirmation and upset would be lessened, power struggles and fear would diminish, and we would see greater compassion across the planet. Perspective and misunderstanding would shift, and the way people want to be loved would be experienced without distortion. These are the seeds for peace on earth. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I look forward to connecting with you again for our next cup of coffee tomorrow morning. Yeah? Take care. Mwah. Bye.